Hey guys, it's Yulia and thank you so much for tuning in today. So I figured it is time for me to share with you my story of how I healed my health, how I healed my asthma twice, and why I went raw and everything like that. Pretty much since I was little, I've always had asthma. It was caused by allergies to like literally every tree and grass and pretty much every animal except for dogs. And then it was also really exercise induced. So I could never run with the other kids. I was always wheezing. Whenever I would sleep over a friend's house, it was inevitable that something would make me wheeze or close up. And until I was about 13 or 14, I didn't even have an inhaler because I didn't realize that what I had was asthma. I just thought that I just couldn't really breathe that well. Once the inhaler came into the picture, things probably got even worse without me knowing it because I was using it all the time. For exercise or just whenever I was at a friend's house or anything like that, I was always using my inhaler. Which for those of you who don't know is just pretty much steroids. So I wasn't really the nicest person to be around come college. My boyfriend at the time had a cat, so my allergies just got worse and worse. Like anything I was mildly sensitive to before, I was really sensitive to now, and that's because I was constantly being irritated by the cat allergies. So I was using my inhaler all the time. I was now taking over-the-counter allergy medication, prescription allergy medication, anything that I thought could possibly help, and obviously it didn't. So I was pretty much constantly in a daze in college. This led me to drink an obscene amount of caffeine. I would drink like 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day, plus 1 to 2 energy drinks on top of that. And this was literally just to function, like just to do my homework and maybe exercise once in a while. And that's it. Like my lungs eventually got to the point where I thought they were so bad that I would have to move to Colorado or somewhere where the air is really nice right after graduation, and I honestly thought that I would have to have an oxygen tank before I turned 30 because I literally could never breathe. Like even if it was cold outside, I couldn't even walk my dog because I was wheezing all the time. During the end of college, I also started following this diet called the Warrior Diet. For those of you who don't know, it's pretty much practicing intermittent fasting. So you don't really eat that much during the day. It's like 300 to 400 calories, and then you eat all of your calories pretty much at night, so in a 4-hour window. So between 6 and 10 or 5 and 9, I would eat all my calories. This actually worked really well for me while I was in school because I would just go to school during the day, just drink my coffee or have a smoothie or whatever, and then I would come home at night and eat like a huge plate of vegetables with coconut oil, and then I would also eat a lot of peanut butter and chocolate. I was kind of carb phobic, and I was eating a lot of fat and all that. I wasn't really eating that much dairy because it kind of grossed me out with the rennet or renee or whatever it's called. But then after I graduated college, I started working in a restaurant. So my eating schedule was totally thrown off, and this eventually led into binge eating because I would start to eat at like noon, and I would literally eat like 3,000 to 5,000 calories. The problem was at that time we started getting like vegetarian cheese, and I would only eat that. I would only eat like cheese and crackers, and I would feel so guilty that I would starve myself the next day, and then I would binge the next day, and etc, etc, etc. And that also turned into a crazy exercise regime because I would exercise literally 3 to 5 hours a day. Like I would take back-to-back classes at the gym, and then I would come home and do my exercise videos, like, and then I was always counting. Did I get enough videos in? Blah, 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 blah. Like I would literally cancel plans with my friends so I could work out. And on top of that, I was using my inhaler even more because since I wasn't eating a healthy diet, I was eating a lot of dairy and I was working out a lot. The only way I could get through my workouts is if I inhaler. So after about 5 months of this, needless to say, I turned into a total wreck physically and mentally. So in January 2012, this was the end. I said, it's time to change my life. I don't want to have this eating disorder anymore. I don't want to feel like shit anymore, and I don't want to use my inhaler anymore. So I went online and I was looking for the healthiest people there were, and I came across Freelee and Durian Rider, and this changed my life. They eat a diet consisting of high carb, low fat, whole plant foods, and they stuff their faces all day long. I'm saying like over 2,500 to 3,000 calories of fruit, rice, potatoes, greens, veggies, whatever they wanted. And I said, you know what, that's exactly what I want to do. And after about 9 months of transitioning, I was 100% into this lifestyle. So I was eating 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day of fruit. So that looks like 20 bananas or like 15 bananas, and then 10 mangoes a day, or lots of dates. And so I would have a big fruit breakfast, big fruit lunch, and then a huge salad for dinner, with a bunch of with 2 to 3 pounds of greens, probably, bunch of vegetables, and I would always make a super delicious dressing. So by March 2013, my asthma was gone. I was fully healed from my allergies. I was fully healed from my depression and anxiety, which were caused by all those steroids. And my asthma was gone. So I was exercising all the time. It was the best feeling ever. And then come September 2013, I went through a really difficult time, and I was under so much stress, and everything came back. Without changing my diet, I gained a lot of weight. I got my asthma back, and I got my fatigue back. So probably for half of October and all of November, I was using my inhaler all the time. Like, even just to go outside and stand in the air, I would get asthma. And I couldn't deal with it anymore. I even started drinking coffee again. So through the advice of a good friend, I started getting acupuncture because I felt like I needed a little bit of help. So I started acupuncture and I felt better, but I also went into like the worst detox of my life, and I'm still going through that detox right now, but I'm happy to say that after continuing with this diet and not giving up, that my asthma is gone again, and my allergies are still gone, and I'm happy and healthy, and everything is awesome. So the point is, this diet is the best, and I recommend everyone to do it. Eat all the fruit that you can, and it'll just make your life so much better, and any hardship you go through will be much easier on a high fruit diet. I guarantee it. If you guys have any questions, put them down below. If you need any help transitioning to this diet, feel free to contact me for free help as much as you want. My contact information is down below. I love you guys so much, and have a great day. Bye. And now the phone is ringing.